Hey, it's Sasha Evdokov, and thanks for joining me here at BackstageIncome.com, where I share with you how money is made behind the scenes in your business and also your life. Now, in this week's video, what I'd like to do is share with you some insight about how you can raise your prices and charge more for your products and services. Now, the simple answer to this is that the more value that you give to your customers through your products, your services, or anything that you're offering, the more that you can charge for something. So let me show you how this works out. So basically, if we have a little diagram right here where we have like a seesaw effect that's happening and going on. So here on this side, we have value, okay? And on this side, we have the price of your product or the money that you'll be making. So as you continue to increase the value and you continue to stack more and more value, what's going to happen to this seesaw? Well, basically, what'll happen is this end will actually come down, okay? So the value end will move down. And then the price factor will actually increase, okay? So you'll be making more money, or you'll be able to charge more for your products or your services. Now, many people shift this diagram and they show it on a through time basis. So as we have the time scale here, they're hoping that they continue to increase and make more money through time. But really, the way they try to approach it is that in time, as they continue to drive more advertising, the more advertising that they do, they hope to continue to achieve and make more money. So as we continue moving through time, they're hoping to make more money. But this doesn't really work out and pan out to work out really well. Instead, what ends up happening is that as they actually go through this process, the value is what drives that price factor and drives their income. And since the value factor, they keep it the same, they typically just stay in this one region and their price continues to stay the same. Now, the beauty is behind this graph is as you start looking at the dollar sign or the amount of money that you'll be making, as that value starts to increase, you want to continue to increase the value in this way. As you continue to increase that value, and it continues to move this way, that price also continues to move. So it actually continues to move in an upward fashion. So the more value that you can give, the more expensive of a product that you can charge for, or the more premium priced you can make your products or services, and that way you can generate more revenue on your products or service. Now, as you continue to do this and go about getting better at this process, you'll actually start to realize something, is that your value now to price ratio isn't just linear on a straight line. It isn't just like this on this graph that we discussed or talked about. In fact, what ends up happening as you continue to improve and increase that value amount is that you actually start to get this accelerated curve where now it's exponential to your price or the amount that you're able to charge for your products or services. And I'm going to show you how this actually starts to work out in the real world. So let's look at a real life example. So here, if we take a restaurant and we have the same kind of ratio, we have the value to price or dollar figure. So if we have that same kind of thing that's happening, initially, if you go to a restaurant, that first point where you're getting, let's just say this is $10. Okay, so that first point where you're actually making an income from a product or service, you're only adding this much value. And what you're getting is you're getting $10 in return for your products or services. Now, this may actually end up being, if we just go into this example, let's just say this is a fast food restaurant, or this is just the value that you're adding is simply just food. Okay, so you're not adding a ton of value. You're still at your restaurant and you're giving them food, but it's not as much as you could be giving them for your customers. Now, as you continue to increase this scale, so we're going to this scale, the next point that you might get to is right here. Now, in this point, the beauty is that you can give an additional value, and this value could be premium or A+ service. Okay, so as you continue to increase on that level, now what you may actually end up getting is you may be getting something like a waiter or a waitress, and now you're getting a $30 price for your products or services, even though the food costs for your business may not be that much different. So you're getting a little bit more now for that added service, because you're able to go ahead and provide like a wait staff for people that are coming to eat at your restaurant. And as you continue to increase, now you might get into something really high end. And this might be, let's just say not super high end, but let's just say something around $100 or a $200 meal or dish. And let's just say this is what you're striving for in your restaurant. So how do you get to that level of a price for your product or service, and especially if you're at a restaurant? Well, you give an ambiance or an environment. Okay, so as you give that environment to your customers, what's going to happen is that they may be able to see a waterfall from your restaurant. They may actually hear music. It could even be a show. So you continue to drive this value lever higher and higher. And that's why, since you're able to add more value, you're able to charge more as well for your products or service. So it continues to move on this scale, and you can continue to improve it and continue to move higher and higher and higher to, in the end, increase your product's price. And to increase your product's price, you are able to generate more revenue. So think of it this way: as you start digging deeper and wanting to increase your product's price, your service's price, how can you add more value to the end user? Because nobody is going to pay so much more for something if there isn't that added value or added bonus to what you're offering or what you're selling. Thanks again for joining me in this week's lesson. If you found this video helpful and you want to see other training videos like this one, go ahead, click this link right here, and when you get there, enter your name and email address, and I'll be sure to send you some of my other free training videos as they are released. Now, you can also browse that website at backstageincome.com and see some of the other free training material and free courses that I have available. Thanks again, and remember to do what you love, contribute to others, but most importantly, live life abundantly. I'll see you next time.